Hello again, friends, and welcome to another fine edition of 151. My name is Adam, and I'm joined, and he requested this introduction this time, the biggest Dom since DeLuise.
Every punch you land will echo through eternity.
You just killed the mic on that
I
one.
know.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Justin.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, yeah, we're still going down the Brockmire.
In fact, we got distracted on starting recording this. We're starting a little late because we got distracted watching it.
So just for you playing along at home, the way we do this, because we both live pretty busy lives, and, you know, you can't always get, time to do this every week.
Can't always get what you want.
Exactly. And so we'll get together on, a weekend, and we'll record, 3, 4, 11 shows, whatever it takes.
Yep, something like that.
Felt like I got a belch, but
Which is why from time to time
there was.
when we try and schedule these, you're gonna notice, like with Brittany, for example, like 3-4 episodes in a row she's there, and then
she's been on 2 episodes.
Is that it?
That's it.
Oh, okay.
She's been on 2 episodes from last season, and she was supposed to be in this one, but
and the last time and this time, but when we hit the schedule and it doesn't work for all of us, then we're gonna knock out several shows at a time. So
their stupid husband had to go and plan something.
They probably haven't had much time together since the baby came along. So good for them.
Yeah, congratulations to them as well. I think we congratulated them the last time.
I think so.
But, anywho,
if not, congratulations.
So we just spent 2 minutes on that. But anyways, we got sidetracked for about 20 minutes watching Brockmire again, because that is just the greatest show.
It's a good show.
So we are 151. If you want to follow us, please do so on Twitter and Facebook at 151 The Show. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we are on Podbean, 151theshow.podbean.com, I believe, if I'm going off the top of my head. Yeah,
and you are.
And that filters out to iTunes. So we hope that you find us some way and listen to us, and we have good times. Today's show, the stuff, the you should go back and watch.
Yes.
That should, you know what? We should actually change the name of that to the you should go back and watch.
Yep, we should.
We just have as many bleeps in this thing as possible. Butler.
Oh, God, I can feel the Carlin rising up in me right now.
No, we shouldn't, because I think you have to, on one of the things, you have to list if there are, is language.
Well, but we're
but
bleeping
I also
it.
bleep it.
We're
so.
bleeping it, so mother and
God. There's a story that I got to tell you sometime. It's an old radio story from me and my old partner.
Okay.
Something.
We'll get to it.
Anyways, so today on the show we're going back to the shit you should go back and watch.
We're talking about rewatches. We're talking about stuff that you've watched and you liked, and you need to go back and watch again.
And
some, I've got some really obscure stuff. That I don't know. I've never heard another single person.
So yours are just recommendations.
This. Well, I have a few recommendations, but I have a list on the screen here. I have divided into 2.
So I think where this actually came from was a couple months ago. We had the one of the weekends where it was all the movie channels, right? Mm-hmm. Where you had HBO and Showtime and all these for a weekend. And I'm sitting there. I got home from work and Wayne's World was on.
Okay.
And I haven't seen Wayne's World in probably 10 years.
Yeah, because you text me or called me or something, because ironically I was heading up close to Aurora, Illinois.
Yeah. And I watched that movie, and I tell you what, that movie, for whatever year it came out, I think it was early 90s, wasn't it?
Something sounds right. Mid.
Has held up surprisingly well. That is still an epically funny movie for being made so long ago.
Well, good humor never dies. I mean, 1992.
Was it 92? Yeah, so
92.
early 90s. But
92.
I got to watch it, and I watched the whole thing. I caught it right at the beginning. You know, I mean, it wasn't, you know, hey, look, Wayne's World is starting in 15 minutes. I just kind of stumbled across it.
Yeah.
And I lost an hour and a half of my day going back and watching Wayne's World.
I have those movies too. They come on and they just suck you in. You just refuse to change it. I think we've talked about that before.
And I like Shawshank Redemption.
Knight's Tale.
Yeah.
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 Sounds familiar.
Yeah, we've talked about that before because there's a couple of those movies that are on all the time on FX and TNT and AMC and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I hadn't seen Wayne's World in a very long time, and I came across it, and it was so like I was laughing out loud.
That's
at this.
impressive.
I mean,
So often we say that we do laugh out loud.
Yeah,
but
I know,
we
right?
really don't laugh out loud.
no, I mean you might chuckle or something at something, or
especially something you've seen before.
yeah,
you
but
know?
I mean when you come across, you know, when Chris Farley's doing the, you know, and then he's going to be over here and here and over here, and I'm sitting there laughing. Or when Garth pulls out the thing that electrifies the guy. And you know what part actually made me laugh the most, I think, is when they're interviewing the one guy and he's got the stuff written on the back of the cards. This guy blows goats. I have proof. I mean, I'm really laughing at this, and I'm like, man, this movie is so good. And I just hadn't seen it in forever.
Yeah.
So
it inspired you to think of things that need to be watched again.
yeah. And I mean, I've got a little bit of a list here, but it's nothing, you know, really crazy. And it's stuff that I think people should give a second chance to after they. That's kind of, yeah, I mean, I guess you could look at it two ways. It's stuff that, you know, you forgot how good it was, or it's stuff that, hey, you know what, maybe you should go check this out and say, yeah, this is actually better than what I thought it was.
Well, and it's like, as you and I were leading up to this conversation when I was telling you that, you know, two of the most widely regarded sports movies of all time, Bull Durham and Slapshot, I've never seen either one of them.
I've seen, it's been a long time for Bull Durham. A long time.
And I know guys who will, I know sports guys who will swear by that movie.
And I think Slapshot sucks. I don't think it's funny, and I don't think it's a good movie. I really don't.
For you hockey fans out there, that's at Wad51 the show.
Care of Adam. No, I hadn't seen it, and I sat down with a guy that it's actually Andy, who was on the show one time. And he's a big hockey guy and really loves that movie, and he was living with a couple of my friends, and he's like, yeah, let's watch Slapshot. And I just sat there and I thought, man, this movie sucks. I didn't
Do you have to be a hockey fan?
No, I don't think so, but it's just I don't know. I just personally I didn't think it was a great movie, and I didn't think it was funny. So maybe that makes me a bad dude, but
Probably.
but that's one of those movies where I don't ever need to watch it again.
Yeah.
Maybe and maybe the point of this is saying, hey, maybe you should give Slapshot another try, but
Maybe you should.
But I don't have any desire to.
I can't tell you one way or the other. So like I said, it's somehow fallen under my radar, and I've never watched it. So.
No, this is actually good timing because it kind of hits home. There was an article that Roseanne is coming back, full cast.
Yep.
So you're telling me that we can get Roseanne back, but I can't get another season of Firefly? Is that the
Correct.
world we live in?
Correct.
Okay. I just want to make sure that we were
Correct.
going down that. But you know what, though? You say Roseanne, or I did. Have you ever gone back and rewatched that?
I've seen some reruns.
My wife, she'll on Saturdays or Sundays, she'll either put on, you know, Hot 20 country songs or whatever on
Okay.
CMT, or
I thought that was going to be Hot 20-somethings. I'd be like, I'm coming over to your house.
I know. I would if that was my house on a Saturday morning, it would be amazing, but it's not. But no, she'll either put on that or there'll be old reruns of Roseanne on. You sit and watch about 5 episodes of that, and it's
we seem to have a lot of Friends running.
Really?
Old Friends
See,
episodes.
I never liked Friends.
Oh, I did.
I
liked it later, more than when it was on the first time.
Okay.
I think when they started doing, when that show was in its heyday and I was a teenager, in Iowa, I really couldn't relate to the problems of, late 20-somethings in New York City. As I got older, it was more and more universal stuff that made me laugh. But
Friends never did anything for me. That and Seinfeld.
Seinfeld's stand-up is far funnier than what his show was.
Yeah, I will give you that, but the actual show Seinfeld.
Yeah. No, I didn't.
Nothing.
Don't give that a second chance. It's terrible.
There are going to be people between this show and the Doctor Who one we did earlier. There are going to be people like, "Oh, you guys suck."
Probably. We're not here to make friends.
No, we're not. Seinfeld and Friends, I just never got into. It's just,
Yeah.
It's kind of okay. As I go down my list, you know what a bad rewatch is? And this is kind of off the subject.
That's never stopped us before.
The Nolan Batman movies.
Okay.
And I have a reason why. Visually and story-wise, they've held up pretty well, right? But I cannot listen to what's his name as Batman.
Oh, yeah?
And not laugh every time he talks. And then for the next day, where is he?
That series of movies broke for me when we got out of the hole. We somehow secured a flight back to Gotham under the radar.
With no money.
And took the time to do a giant flaming bat symbol instead of just going to rescue the guy.
Hey, did you see the giant flaming bat symbol I made? It's pretty awesome, right? We have people dying here, Batman.
Yeah, but the symbol was awesome. It gives them something to look forward to hope, but they're dead now. Well, yeah, but some of them are left. It'll inspire them.
How did you put the fuel starting on the ice where everybody's at?
I'm Batman.
Yeah, exactly. I can't rewatch those movies without thinking that stuff.
And I can't watch those movies anymore without the how it should have ended, guys.
Yeah.
That running in my head the whole time. So you're right. It's a bad rewatch. It's kind of ruined for me now.
The first Batman Begins, it's not bad. It's just like I said, the voice. And Heath Ledger's so much better than Jared Leto.
Yeah.
As the Batman or as Joker.
Oh yeah.
That's the perfect Joker.
It was good.
I've come to decide that's the perfect Joker.
That was good.
So, let's see here. What else I got on my list? Lethal Weapons. You watched those in a while?
Actually, I have. Friend of mine, Susan, every once in a while, we'll get started when the Lethal Weapons are on. They're phenomenal.
Yeah, they're
just a great movie.
We were talking about it the other day because they were actually on. I think it was the second one. Yeah, it was. It was the second one because it was he's building the hobby room, and Leo Getz is in there.
Mm-hmm.
So great.
That's two or three.
That's two.
Okay.
Because Leo is also in the third and fourth one too.
Yeah.
But anyway, she goes, "Yeah, I've only seen the fourth one." I'm like, how have you only seen the fourth Lethal Weapon movie? How is that even possible? But my wife
you would think it would inspire you to go back and see the other ones.
Yeah, she's also the girl that has pretty much every great '80s movie has not gone back, has not seen.
Fair enough.
Like, we had to sit down and watch Goonies one time because she had never seen Goonies.
Goonies never die.
No, they don't. Do the Truffle Shuffle.
I'm not going to do the Truffle Shuffle.
Come on.
No, I'm not going to do the Truffle Shuffle. Are you calling me fat?
No. And really?
Interesting trivia, that kid had the chicken pox when he did the Truffle Shuffle. You can see it on the film.
I had the greatest ever intro for you. That's my phone. That's my phone right there. Sorry.
Live TV, kids.
Yeah,
Live TV.
No,
this man calls himself a professional.
Not anymore.
Nice.
No. The intro I was actually going to do for you one time, and I forgot to write it down, and that just reminded me of it. Was I'm joined by a man who got kicked off the Goonies set for making too many One-Eyed Willie jokes.
Nice. That's true. That would happen.
So, anyways, well, there's another one, Goonies.
Yeah.
That's a great movie to go back to.
That's a good rewatch. That holds up.
There's a lot of big name people in that movie.
No, it really was. Started a lot of careers.
So I've got a huge list here. What else you got?
Okay. Well, that makes me want to make another One-Eyed Willie joke. Okay. I did a sort of a special subcategory as we were talking earlier. Went back and put a few of these things in. Sports movie rewatches.
Okay.
Because there's just some phenomenal phenomenal sports movies, and I don't go for some of the classic tropes, the trite ones, but Necessary Roughness.
Scott Bakula.
Yep, playing Paul Blake. You got Hector Elizondo, Robert Loggia.
And we
I don't want to be over dramatic, but if you don't win, he's gonna die. It's a great movie.
That speech, my brother and I will redo it.
Yes.
And we gotta analyze what's been working for. Not a thing's been working for us. This hat, this tie, it doesn't work for me. You gotta go out and play football like Ed Gennaro played football. He was a 150-pound halfback and he played football like a wild man. No, like a rampaging beast. You gotta go out there, tear off their heads and down their throats.
Let us pray.
Oh, that movie, that is a good one.
You're gonna have to bleep so much out of this.
I know, right? Well, I'm not a professional anymore, so it doesn't matter.
That's right.
It is
it's a
really,
great movie.
Yeah, it is.
And followed closely by my second favorite football movie, The Replacements.
Yeah, that's a good one too. That's an underrated movie.
Oh, so underrated. Gene Hackman, Keanu Reeves, Orlando Jones.
Yeah.
John Favreau in one of his acting roles instead of his directing, producing.
Yeah.
So.
No, I like that. Who's the girl in that movie? The cheerleader
and
the bar owner, I believe.
Mm-hmm. I don't know her name.
I'll look it up.
Coach, it looked like a off an elephant.
This could turn out to be one of our dirtiest episodes ever.
The most questionable language. We should probably put a disclaimer at the beginning of it. No.
Boy, that movie was 2000.
What's that?
That movie came out in 2000.
Wow, it doesn't seem like it could possibly be that long ago.
Brooke Langdon? Boy, I wonder what else she's been.
A nice-looking lady, that's for sure.
Yeah, she had great boobs. And I'm not a... Oh, she's a girl from Melrose Place, Swingers. Hasn't really done much since. Canine Adventures, Legend of the Lost Gold.
Can't say I saw that one.
She was in Bones.
Got a One-Eyed Willie joke there, too.
Yeah, I know.
Leatherheads.
Oh, the...
George Clooney movie and the John Krasinski guy when he was still, like, skinny and funny.
I have not seen that.
That was good. I mean, it didn't do much box office. It just kind of came and went. But that was pretty good. It was just... It's worth a second watch because it's not the greatest movie in the world.
Yeah.
But it deserved more than I think what it got.
That movie, I tried. It was one of those ones that it was on or had a DVR or something, and I just couldn't get into it.
It was a slow start, as I remember, but it was amusing. I would recommend it.
Sports movie that is underrated and worth the rewatch. Blue Chips.
Never seen it.
It's Nick Nolte.
Okay.
And he's playing kind of a Bobby Knight-esque coach for Western U.
Okay.
Woo woo, Western U.
Is it a comedy or a drama?
It's more of a drama. It's about Western U used to be this really powerhouse basketball organization, right? And they, in past years, they've kind of fallen off. The football team's really good because they cheat.
Yeah.
They, have guys coming in and they're paying players to play. And it's about Nick Nolte swinging over. He was hard line. I will never do that. Mm-hmm. And then, once the pressure kind of gets on him, he does it. And has guys come in. But Shaquille O'Neal's in it. Penny Hardaway was in it. I can't remember what the other kids... He wasn't a great basketball player, but those were kind of the two names.
Okay.
It's good.
I'll check it out.
He has a meltdown on court where he punts a ball into the stands.
Nice.
And then the funny part about it is he actually plays the Indiana Hoosiers at the end of the movie. The number 1 ranked Indiana Hoosiers and Bob Knight's team. Yeah. So it's Bob Knight and then, Nick Nolte doing his kind of almost.
Yeah. Well, so...
it's got some funny parts.
Something along that line... step back real quick. Necessary Roughness.
Yeah.
Texas State University, Fighting Armadillos.
Yeah.
They play. There was no. Was it Texas State University? I think so. That was the name of the school. There was no school named that, so they named it, right?
Yeah.
So the Bobcats, the Texas State or Southwestern Texas or something, Bobcats that they play in that movie, I think their first or second game, changed their name after the movie to whatever it was
Really?
in the
Well, I know
in,
they
in the
played.
movie.
I know they played the Kansas Jayhawks in it. And by the way, if you ever watch any of these sports movies where it's college-related teams, it's always the weirdest schedule ever. There's no affiliation to conferences or
Yeah.
anything like that. Like the movie, The Program. You ever watch that?
Mm-mm.
It's it's about a college team, and at one point they actually played the Iowa Hawkeyes in it. And they lost to the Hawkeyes, I believe, and they lost their best player.
As one does.
Yeah, because Iowa's awesome. Kirk Ferentz all the way. But no, they always play this weird schedule.
I have mixed feelings on what you've just said, but
Kirk Ferentz?
that's another show.
Do you want to talk about the Iowa Hawkeyes and Kirk Ferentz with me?
We'll do that on another show.
Okay. But not like him? Is it the coaching stuff or off the field stuff?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
I feel like sometimes when we have I feel like sometimes we're driving a Ferrari in the slow lane doing 35.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So
I can understand that.
yeah,
Anyways, yeah, and being the highest paid employee of the state of Iowa.
don't get me started on that.
Anyways, that and what was the Sixth Man? It was a basketball movie about Washington.
Mm-hmm. I know The Sixth Man. Yeah.
And in the NCAA tournament, which that movie was in the 90s, their NCAA tournament draw for who they had to play to get to the national championship game was the hardest schedule ever.
Mm-hmm.
It was like Kentucky and UMass and all these great teams from the 90s.
All the teams they could write into a script that people would have name recognition on.
Yeah, and it's like, were you the 16th seed getting into this or what?
Yeah.
But yeah, so we just completely went off track there.
We did. It's okay. I should have known when I said we were going to talk sports movies.
Yeah.
So Major League.
Yeah. Which has the best TV edit ever.
I
They
don't
cut
think,
off his nuts and stick it down his...
I don't think Major League necessarily needs, to say, hey, it needs a rewatch, because Major League 1, I don't think we'll find anybody who will argue, but 2 is better, I think, than what it was given credit for. And when was the last time you saw Back to the Minors? Again, another Scott Bakula movie.
It's been a while, but I didn't mind that movie.
It was not bad.
I will say this: I didn't hate it.
Yeah, that was far better than what it was given credit for.
If you
go back and rewatch.
If you took that movie and gave it a different title and put its different team and all that, it's not
Caddyshack 2. That's my you just made my argument for Caddyshack 2.
I have been roasted so many times for saying that I don't mind Caddyshack 2.
I don't either.
So
the only thing that's wrong with Caddyshack 2 is it was trying to compare to Caddyshack 1.
Yeah, I will give you that one.
Tin Cup.
That's a good movie.
Kevin
I haven't
Costner,
seen
Rene Russo, Cheech Marin, Don Johnson. That is an amazing movie.
Yes, it is. I will absolutely wholeheartedly agree with you on that.
And definitely worth turning on if it's on your television dial. You will get lost if you have not given that a shake. Give that a fair shake. You will enjoy it.
It's
why,
one of the.
Why you call him Tin Cup? Better than Clank.
He hit it down the road.
I don't know why you censored yourself on that one.
I know after this show, I mean, there's a lot of bleeps going, but going back to some of the ones that are that I think deserve more credit or at least a rewatch, and it goes back to what we actually usually talk about, sci-fi stuff. Enterprise and Voyager.
Enterprise, I will agree. Voyager, I can't get behind. I just don't like Voyager. I can't help it.
What is it about Voyager that you don't?
And I think my distaste grows the longer.
Okay, yes, they screwed Ensign Kim for 7 years.
Yes.
Just over and over again. You'd think
It was too. It was too many just giant reset buttons.
Okay.
I mean, it was just. I mean, every time that you would start to go down the starvation, privation. There's a habited planet here. This has exactly what we need. I mean, there was no.
You want to see a little bit more desperation.
If you're gonna do that story, do that story.
Okay.
If they would have been, and I hate the word gritty, okay? I hate it. But if they had taken that story from the way that they treated the last four seasons of Deep Space Nine,
okay,
I would have got behind Voyager a hell of a lot more than what I do now.
See, it just recently, within the last few months or so, has been on BBC, and I've rewatched it on Netflix and stuff. But there's something about it on TV that I really like. I don't know why. I mean, it's not by any means my favorite one.
Well, we don't have to agree on all this stuff.
My wife hates it because she hates Janeway's voice.
Oh yeah.
She absolutely hates that lady's voice.
Oh.
But
I can't say this ever bothered me, but
she just thinks it's kind of annoying. I don't know why.
I can see where she's coming from.
But no, I get what you're saying with. You'd essentially like to see him in a more desperate situation, but I don't know. It felt like Star Trek to me. I like the ship for the most part, or I should say it like this. I like the effects and the more. It looked like an updated Next Generation. You know what I'm saying?
How about this? My disappointment with Voyager is for the fact that when they had the opportunity to do the most Star Trek thing of any Star Trek, which was complete and total unknown exploration, and this, that, and the other, we basically saw the same aliens over 7 years without a lot of change. We rehashed stuff that we'd seen before with the Borg. We didn't, see except. I mean, yeah, you saw.
How did they not just set course back to the wormhole?
Species 8472. Well, they wrapped that up in the pilot. They destroyed the access, but
no, to the Bajoran wormhole.
Oh, because they were in the Delta Quadrant. They were in the Gamma Quadrant. That would have been as long as getting back to the Alpha Quadrant.
Well, someone did like a chart of it. They kind of did it would be shorter to make your way to the Bajoran wormhole in the Gamma Quadrant, and just go home like that.
Oh, okay.
Than it would be to just fly across the entire whole galaxy.
Oh, okay. I hadn't seen that chart, but they had the opportunity to do the most Star Trek, and they fell short.
Okay, I can understand that. Enterprise, though. You got to get past the first 2 seasons, I think, of that show. Once you get into 3 and 4, I think that's a great show. And that's how I kind of want my Star Trek, where it's, not just a one and done story. Where there is a whole season of we're moving towards this, or this is happening.
You know what the other thing that pisses me off about Voyager, actually, come to think of it, because I just looked over and saw the very next thing on my list, which is Farscape.
Okay.
Which, if you've never seen Farscape, go check it out. If you have seen Farscape, go watch it again, because it's great.
I've never seen Farscape.
Go check it out.
You have it?
I have all of it.
Maybe you had to put it on a hard drive before.
Maybe I ought to. So Farscape is predicated on the fact that John Crichton, an astronaut, is sucked through a wormhole.
Okay.
He accidentally discovers the secret, even though he doesn't know it, to opening a wormhole.
Okay.
And gets sucked into a conflict on the other side of the galaxy with these peacekeepers, which are basically a modified human. There's humans all over the galaxy, as it turns out. Earth is isolated, but not the only group of humans out there.
I'll be damned.
And he can pass for one of them because they're called Sebation, but they're an off-breed. They're a strand of human. So he is on his own in a completely foreign, can't understand anybody. All the aliens are alien. There's no we just didn't run into a humanoid. There's no dog with a horn on it as an alien. Sort of deal. It is completely and epically alien and strange and twisted, and none of the cultures make any sense. That's how you do that story with the isolation.
Okay.
Not the same that we saw before.
Okay. I wonder what the bleep total is up to right now.
I don't know, but I want you to go back and put a counter on it.
It might be kind of hard.
Okay. Just do
I
a
will,
total
I
at
will,
the end.
I will try and do it. Okay. Let's see what else.
Come on, you.
Come on, dude. Some of the other ones I had on the list. Firefly, obviously, just because that's just a good series.
Yep.
Married with Children.
No, it's a good choice. Yeah.
Al Bundy and.
Seems like every time I'm in a hotel at 6 o'clock in the morning, I can turn on a channel somewhere and hit a Married with Children rerun.
When my son Jace was very young and had to be fed, every 3 hours or whatever, some of the mornings that was the only good thing about being up was Married with Children was on, so I'd watch Al Bundy. Let's see here, Fringe. I don't know if that one's.
I don't know that I'd give that a second watch.
I kind of want to go back and give it a second watch because I don't understand what's happening.
Okay.
Because and I kind of came in at, a couple seasons into it because my wife watched it with one of her friends, which God knows how that happened. But yeah, I came into it late, so I don't know. It seemed like they reset so many times that they didn't know what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
Other ones I had, and then we'll jump over to yours. I said Lethal Weapons. I said Fringe. The Terminal. Tom Hanks.
Never saw it.
Really?
Yep.
It got blasted, I think, and people weren't really crazy about it. I enjoyed it. It was kind of funny.
I'll watch Tom Hanks read the phone book for the most part.
Yeah, really, right?
Speaking of which, we just cracked the 25th anniversary of That Thing You Do.
That's a good movie.
Go rewatch that. That is good.
Ding, ding.
The Wonders, the Oneaters, as in I wonder whatever happened to the Oneaters. Exactly.
Oh, I'm not here with these fellas. I've got a prize pig over at the livestock pavilion, and I'm going to take home that blue ribbon. That's not exactly it, but that was...
TB Player. They never gave him a name.
Yeah.
His name was TB Player, the bass player.
Yeah.
He never got a name.
That's such a great movie. The Prestige, which we were talking about earlier for some reason.
Harry Dresden reference.
Yep. With who's in that? Batman and
Hugh Jackman,
and Wolverine.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman and a very young Scarlett Johansson.
I'll watch her in a lot of things. You ever seen that movie where she's the alien? And she does like the full nude scene?
Nope. Can't say that I have.
All right, you get your list. I'll pull up what the name of that movie is.
Geez. Farscape I mentioned.
Yep.
Futurama. The best cartoon. I can't believe that The Simpsons is still running and Futurama isn't. Futurama is just the best, hands down. And it maintained it from the beginning of the run to the end of the run. It was good. It was great. There are no bad. And it's not like South Park and Simpsons and Family Guy that have gone up and downhill in quality. It was just great from start to finish.
That movie was Under the Skin.
Okay. Still not ringing any bells. So
she does like a full nude scene in front of a mirror. And when I say full nude scene, I mean it's everything.
Okay.
It's great.
Okay.
What else you got?
Basketball. Speaking of South Park, that was Matt and Trey's, I think, pinnacle right there.
That was a good one.
I've got some obscure stuff that would be a rewatch for me and maybe a first watch for everybody else. Okay. But I'm gonna make them real quick. It's a UK series, but I know it was on Showtime here, called Episodes.
Okay.
With oh God, I can't think of his name, and he's in another series I'm going to recommend. Him, a British lady called Tamsin Greig, and Matt LeBlanc playing Matt LeBlanc. In a fictionalized version of himself.
I remember that. Was that any good?
It was good. It was really, really good. It was surprisingly and phenomenally good. The last series of it, the last season of it, God, should be out about any time, and maybe it already has, and I've missed it. But I know it was coming here spring 2017, the final run, and it's honestly it's fantastic.
All right.
Matt LeBlanc. Playing Matt LeBlanc is one of the most sublime and funny things that you've ever seen, because I mean he plays exactly what you would think of Matt LeBlanc after seeing him only as Joey, and then never again. So, you really want us to like have to bleep and blur this, don't you?
Well, no camera is actually seeing what I'm showing you here, so
okay,
not outstanding.
Okay, and since we're talking about Matt LeBlanc here, who's hosting Top Gear now, I'd like to throw it back to the old Top Gear host, James May, one of the three guys who used to do Top Gear. And if you haven't ever seen Top Gear, by the way, check that out, both new and old. It's about cars, but not really. Or the new Grand Tour on Amazon. James May did something called Man Lab, and basically what they did was they built a concrete pizza oven. And it's very slow. It's very sort of public television, British BBC, how to do things, how to build things. And it's fantastic. If you're into that sort of thing, it's great. But I would highly recommend trying an episode, checking it out.
Shows how to disarm a World War II bomb.
Yep.
Concrete workshop. Seduction.
Yeah, okay. They poured a concrete bar top. Bunch of stuff like that.
Really?
And he also did one called The Rebuilder, which is just literally him in a shop. They take like an old time lawnmower into 1,000 pieces, and he has to put it all back together. And he just literally talks about the stuff and puts it back together, and it's boring as hell, and you can't stop watching.
Okay.
So, there's one called Houdini and Doyle, with the guy from Episodes in it. I still can't think of his name, which is about literally Houdini and Arthur Conan Doyle at the turn of the century, and their friendship, because they were friends in real life, and this sort of fictionalized version of them doing their little detective club. That was really good. It ended on a cliffhanger, though, after one season. It didn't get renewed, so that kind of sucks, but it's a good watch.
Tamsin Gregg? Stephen Magnum?
Stephen Magnum, there you go. That's the guy.
Mangan.
Mangum.
Mangan.
You think it should be Magnum, but it's the other way around.
It's like...
And finally, my last recommendation, and this is one that I only know one other person... I know one person that watches it, and I know one person who only knows the existence of this because I used to watch it in college, and I'd make my roommate watch it along.
Your wife doesn't count.
Nope. Red Dwarf.
I know Red Dwarf.
You know Red Dwarf?
Yeah, I know Red Dwarf.
Maybe I don't give it enough credit, but...
It was on IPTV.
Yeah.
And it was kind of goofy and kind of space thing. And
It was a sci-fi sitcom. Now you talk about doing like Last Man on Earth, Last Man in the Universe stuff, and doing it right. That series did it right.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Was that a BBC show?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And they've done 2 more seasons of it here, coming up pretty close back to back after like 20 years again.
Red Dwarf. I haven't thought about Red Dwarf in a long time.
It's good stuff. It's good f***ing TV.
Ding, ding, ding. All right, so there you go. There's some stuff that you can go back and rewatch, or maybe didn't get the credit it was due. The original,
or maybe we're gonna rewatch something and you're gonna check it out for the very first time.
Wayne's World. I'm telling you, that was the one that got it going, man.
Yeah,
it was good stuff.
That's a good movie.
All right, that's going to do it for us, I believe, on this episode of 151. Right now, if you look at the screen, Justin and I are going to look amazed because it's going to have the number of bleeps in it. In 3, 2, 1.
That's a huge f***ing number.
Oh, come on. Damn it. Ding. Oh, God. If you'd like to follow us, please do so on Twitter at 151theshow or Facebook as well. We're also on Podbean and iTunes. You're really proud of yourself right now.
I really am. I really am.
Because I had that all set up. It's going to show up on the screen, and then it's going to have to go ding one more time.
Yeah, and I know, and you're going to sit there while you're editing this and just curse me out, and that makes me laugh harder than anything else.
Why don't you talk about Red Dwarf? Red f***ing Dwarf.
Ding! Oh, God.
All right. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Podbean and iTunes. We'd appreciate it. And please rate us on iTunes.
Yeah.
Maybe we could get a little bit more traction.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
5 stars.
That'd be okay.
Are you proud of me there? I didn't say what I was going to say.
Yeah, I know. That's great. By the way, a guy that's highly underrated when it comes to swearing, Patrick Stewart.
Right?
You see that movie where he's shooting the ground? They're killing my daisies or something. I'll pull it up here.
Okay.
It's funny.
Okay.
He's he's going. I can't remember the movie, but yeah, he's. Yeah,
Okay.
All right. We can't end without a shameless plug.
Cue the music.
All right. This week's shameless plug comes from Justin.
Yes.
We're actually doing one. You got one?
Yeah. No, I have one.
Okay. What's your shameless plug?
I thought I told you before we started here. I can't believe we went into shameless plug without you know where it was coming from.
I couldn't remember if I was supposed to come up with something.
No.
What do you got?
SteelSeries mice.
No,
keyboards.
you did not say anything about this.
Okay. Well, I thought I just mentioned that I had it.
No.
So this is the SteelSeries stuff. This is the best mouse I've ever owned. Now it's cordless. It's not cordless.
Yeah.
Or it's corded, not cordless. But it is worth of it. The resolution on it, the smoothness, the action, the DPI, and I've got it cranked up right now. The LEDs are customizable for what color you want.
Which you're going with a flashy purple right now.
I am rocking a flashy purple because Savannah wanted purple the other day. So I kind of shocked it's not pink, to be honest with you, but she asked for purple.
There you go.
Actually, this is a gaming series, and I got this on a Amazon closeout for like $17. It was ridiculously cheap.
Really? That's it?
Yeah, it was ridiculously cheap. But there are certain games that it will recognize as you start the game.
Yeah.
And then as your health decreases, for example, it will change the LED in the mouse as a health bar indicator.
Come on, that just seems overkill.
But the action on this mouse is so amazingly smooth. I didn't know. I'd never bought an expensive mouse before.
Holy that's like $100 mouse.
That I got again for like $17. I didn't know there was any such thing as a gaming mouse. I couldn't imagine spending that much kind of money because I thought it was ridiculous.
Wow.
If you can pick one of these up on closeout, get it. It is phenomenal.
I can't imagine spending $100 on a mouse.
No, neither could I.
And I couldn't imagine spending $100 on headphones, and I literally needed headphones for my job for 14 years.
Yeah. I will say, if somebody told me that I could get a $100 lighted keyboard like this is, I would probably consider it very hard, though. Because backlit keyboards are the man.
Thank you for watching us today. That's your shameless plug. I'm getting out of this. I'm tired of editing.